What's up, YouTube? Today we back with another video. Today we be looking at um Dune Awakening
With that said,
gameplay.
let's get into it.
Gameplay. 25 minutes, 26
The
minutes.
start of the game, Dune Awakening, begins off-world on this large spaceship.
Show yourself, child.
It is here, in the presence of the Reverend Mother, the character creation begins. Now,
That's
the first
kinda
thing you'll
cool.
do is choose your preset avatar. Some of these are heavily inspired by the Denis Villeneuve movies. Once you've chosen a base visual look, you can then move into the depths of character creation and make choices about how your character feels, both in terms of age, but also a plethora of physical attributes.
Okay, that's not bad.
Our goal in giving players access to a detailed character creator is to really allow them to create the avatar that lets them fulfill their fantasy of living out their dreams on Arrakis.
Yeah, I'm feeling it already. I'm not gonna lie, this might be cool.
There are a multitude of hairstyles.
No, not give it that.
And
I
other
guess.
things such as tattoos for players to choose from.
Damn, she
You
blast.
can even choose different styles of lipstick and eyeshadow.
I don't know why it's not okay, whatever. But yeah, nah, I ain't gonna lie. This is what I like about games. This is what I like about games like this when they do this. Okay, you can design your character, right? Okay, that sounds cool. I can design my character. You know what I'm saying? You get to play through the story as the character you made, and that's why I feel like Star Wars, for example, should have did the same thing. Cause it's like at the same time, like, bro, I don't want to play as the character you gave me. Maybe let me make this character myself. Like when I start losing a lot, I'm not gonna be mad because I make this character right. I like the fighting style I gave. I like the hairstyle, the blah blah blah. And, like, they give you option to change the hairstyle and the clothes, but it's nothing like making your own character from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Giving them the name or her the name, and you go out there and put in that work in. So it's already a good. It's already good. I asked that question on my last video a while ago. Like, is this the type of game where you get to make the character, or is this the type of game we got to get the character handed to you when we got our answer? We got our answer, people. I better go through a list of people.
You can choose the muscle tone of your character,
I guess so.
From
You probably
height,
want to show the difference between
arm
the guys
thickness,
and girls.
leg thickness, neck length. Once you finish your character, you choose your name and enter the world.
Tidius, Jonius. You know what I'm saying?
And once you've customized the avatar that you want to play in the game,
Have they told you
well, then we
what I
move into
am?
the second phase
No,
of
you're
character
goofy.
creation.
Then I will
Straight goofy.
sift your words for lies. Let's begin. Where were you born?
The second phase of character creation
Get the pig?
is where you, as a person who may or may not know anything about Dune, get to make choices about who you were before the game starts. Where you come from,
Bad.
Making a masterpiece already. You see, this is genius right here. I'm already. I didn't want to buy the game now. I didn't really want to buy the game at first. But I'm like, ooh, this is it's gonna be good. Story wise, gonna be great.
what caste you belong to in the Dune universe, and of course, perhaps most importantly, who your mentor was.
Who was your mentor?
Your mentor determines your starting set of skills when you enter the
Oh.
game.
You must have been very young. The mind must be prepared, or the training does not take. The test is almost complete. Have you spoken truth? Come here.
I feel like she put a little bit more bass in her voice, but okay.
Put your hand in the box. I hold at your neck the Gonjabar, the high-handed enemy. Don't pull away or you will die. Great plots
if I
are
do this?
afoot in the Imperium, and the currents of intrigue run deeply. Arrakis is the key, and the Fremen are missing. You will go to Arrakis as our agent, prisoner. You have one task. Find the Fremen. Wake the sleeper. You will know when it is done.
So is he supposed to be like, is he already king or something? Or like the lord or whatever you want to call him on the game? Because it seems like, she giving him a lot, so he own his thing. Because I'm like, he's got no dad and no father. He's not like, this is whole, this ship is his. But he's new. Like, if you think about it, he's brand new. So how would he, whatever, mind. We'll find out more. I'm digging the trailer, though. Remind me of a movie. I'm enjoying myself.
Now, we're going to jump ahead a little bit in the story here. Skipping past several events just to sort of get into the early new player experience of the game. And you'll see that the player, after various shenanigans, wakes up here in a cave. And as we sort of look around the cave, we'll notice that it's filled with Fremen and the remnants of, this ancient culture.
Let's see the move
so
around.
So now as the player takes their first steps in the world, they're really here amongst the dead. And so the first question they should be asking is, what happened here? Who are these people? And, this is just a place where we give players a little bit of time to adjust their settings, get a feel for the movement keys.
Yeah, like the game about to be full pace the whole time. Like, this is where we let y'all, like, we don't already know the time to stop to do this. Like, it's the only time. Like, it must be about to go crazy. If y'all can make it go crazy like that, bravo, man. Like I said, I low-key want to attempt to buy the game now. Didn't care too much about it at first.
And they'll stumble upon their first
they moved it up a
major
little
attraction
bit.
point, which is the Frem Kit. The Frem Kit in our game serves as both a backpack for the player, of course, but also really a guide. The Fremen used to pack these with interesting objects that they could use to survive in the desert, and it's no different from the player. So here they begin their first crafting experience, crafting a small scrap knife out of metal that was in the Frem Kit. These caves have been moisture sealed in order to preserve the moisture of those within the cave, and so the player, as they explore, will be able to use their scrap metal knife to pierce the seals and escape. So really this entire area, using Unreal Engine 5, is just to sort of get the player and ease them into the path. A lot of survival games have very abrupt, very harsh beginnings, and we tried to, make the experience of joining Dune Awakening just a little easy.
That is true. You got a point. Most they do, like, you don't really know, you don't got time to really adjust. So I can see where they come from with that. Because sometimes like in survival games, but damn, I don't really know how to like the controllers. Like, they teach me all the stuff, but it's like I'm gonna have to really learn on the fly still because I'm not really. It's only one time I'm seeing it. And sometimes they got like multiple times to get used to it, but we'll see.
Give people a little bit of a feel for the world before we really toss them out into the harshness that is the desert of Arrakis. So here we've crafted a heal kit,
make it seem like
and we're going to use that to heal our character. And once we're healed, you'll see that our stamina bar in the bottom left
That's all it. That's all it. Dang.
And now that we have stamina, we can climb. The climbing system in Dune Awakening is based in part on the one that we built.
Like, damn, you getting that tired?
It's a free-form climbing system. It can be used to climb almost anywhere.
Okay, yeah.
And as you'll see later,
come on, me Star Wars
the new
when you get
technology
that.
available in Dune Awakening, such as suspensor belts, allows us to do even more interesting things with traversal.
I can never live on a planet like that with no water.
So once we finish that first little section, we're jumping ahead. We're going straight into the harsh real world.
Looks pretty cool. It looks pretty
Arrakis.
solid. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I feel like it could have been a little bit. It's still cool though. It's still cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's on Star Wars level right now. Kinda. I'm think I had to look at Star Wars again and see. But now it's looking pretty good though already though. I'm not gonna lie.
Your first steps on Arrakis.
Like
Your
the sense be coming up
ornithopter
more.
crashed, and you've got to escape from the crash site immediately because the sandworm always comes. And what you have to keep in mind is these are the little ones. So these are the first sandworms you encounter in the game. There's bigger ones later on.
Okay.
The other thing that you have to pay attention to as a player is sunstroke and heat.
Oh,
So
damn.
if you see in the top middle of the UI here, we've got this sunstroke bar building up. The longer you stay in the sunlight, the more chance you have of getting into the sunstroke state. And of course,
Damn.
our player here, not the sharpest knife in the drawer, has decided to stay in the sun and try harvesting water from plants. So he has become sunstroked.
Yeah, you ain't lying, bro. It's not that
Sunstroke
smart.
gives
Bro went right into it. Like, yeah, bro was like, oh, what is he doing? Like,
Debuff, it means that your water goes down much faster than it normally would.
wow.
That means you'll need to drink more often. So stick to the shadows, avoid the sun.
Yeah,
It will
but-
eventually wear off if you stay in shade long enough.
That's real. That would happen in real life.
So now that we've made our way out of the first part of the desert and we're heading deeper in, we're going to start to harvest in the game world. So harvesting in a lot of these survival games is quite similar. In this case, we're picking up items, but we're about to pull out what's known as the cut array. And what we do with the cut array is we analyze structures to find their weak points, and then we cut along those lines to break open the structures and gain the resources inside. This is like mining. We apply it both to rocks, we apply it to
Not bad. They really putting in that work. I'm gonna give them that
metals in the
credit.
game world.
Most definitely
And at
putting
the
in
start
that
of the
work.
game as a player, you'll just be scrounging around, picking up, finding structural weak points in rocks that you can harvest, breaking them apart, and taking those pieces with you. Now we've jumped ahead a little bit, and we see that the player is starting to be affected by the spice in the air.
Getting that
this
nice
means
little
that
inside. You know what I'm saying? That boy getting high off his own supply all the
You
time
need
out.
to get somewhere safe, in shelter, before the spice overwhelms them and overwhelms their senses. And this is another large part of the game. We're not going to show too much of it today, but spice is a very important part.
Yeah, then with the whole goddamn movie in
With the
game.
world broken apart by the War of Assassins, there are NPC bases scattered all over Arrakis.
What was
We're
that?
switching to a different character now, one who's slightly more advanced, and he's using his binoculars to mark an NPC outpost. We're going to mark that. That marker will then appear on our compass, and you're able to approach them in any way you like. In this case,
So I'm trying to figure out. So you could be two people. Like, is that what it is, or is this another person playing? I mean, we're gonna see.
our
We're gonna find
character
out.
uses a Shiga claw combined with a suspensor belt
That boy
to get up to
flying.
high ground
Oh yeah.
and approach the enemy base from above.
Whatever you got
Kind of one
with
of the
that.
interesting things about Dune Awakening is just how you can combine the different abilities. And this is how traversal really plays into the game. Like, you end up being able to attack these bases from any angle that you'd like. Now, our player is going to craft the first gun.
Okay, let's see. Look, the action, that's what it comes down to. If the action lit, then we got something going on. We got something. I seen Star Wars how they was fighting. That mess looked at the outlaw looked terrible. I'm not gonna lie. I would never let's see, like the gunplay, the fight with the knives. We gotta see that.
Known
We
as
gotta
a
see
mortar
that.
pistol,
You
which
gotta,
translates
like
to
this is
the
y'all make or
basic
break
kind of
moment.
weapon in the game. As you may know, in Dune,
I really don't care
bullets
for
are
the
not
weapons
the
that much
preferred
on
type of
Doom,
ammunition.
but
instead it's darts,
I
which
hope
are
it's something
fired
special.
at a
That's
slower
cool.
rate in order to try and attempt to pierce shields. Now, this early in the game, enemies don't really have shields, so the player is going to sneak into the base from above and use a combination of their early abilities. In this case, dropping out a grenade, then sneaking around the corner, and beginning to get into NPCs head on.
Okay, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
Now, troopers are the basic shock troops of the universe, and their ability trees reflect that. Grenades, Shiga claws for moving around.
This game will make a lot of money just because you can make your own character and people like the movie and the book. So that's why they're gonna make a lot of movie action. I guess is gonna have to be all right.
Of course, they're able to take down people with headshots. You can see how suspensor belts really
Yeah.
allow you to change your approach to combat. Dune Awakening is at heart a third-person shooter with melee and abilities. And it's the combination of melee, abilities, and range shooting that creates what
Dang.
we call combined
I
arms.
mean, bullets
in
you
the
got
game.
hit with this dude.
Now we've taken a fair bit of damage in this battle, so we're going to stop for a second to heal ourselves up with a bandage. Bandages heal over time, so you can't just heal yourself to 100%. You have to actually get into safety.
We
get
definitely
behind
noticed
cover
that.
before you start using them.
So I'm
Now
gonna
we're
take on
going
the
to
whole
quickly
game.
switch to a slightly different character to show off
Lightly.
more of the melee that we have in the game, because you're about to see that when a character gets in close, it's melee time.
Bro, like I got the armor on. Really
This
about
character
that
has
action.
sword mastery
Really about that action.
First of all, the knee charge, which is about getting in close to do damage in combat.
Okay.
And then quickly
Didn't like
setting
that
up to
though.
a
I didn't like
riposte,
it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It looked cool. I didn't like it though. Let's see what else.
which allows you to parry
Didn't like that either.
and return massive amounts of damage.
Action.
To your
I knew
enemy.
they was gonna mess it
Of
up.
course, later in the game, when enemies have
I knew it was gonna happen. I knew the action was gonna be lacking. I knew it. I knew it.
melee is a much more emphasized style of combat. And you see that when a player is not really equipped to handle ranged characters, they have to fall back on their abilities to get in close. Now, we've switched again. Now we're going to switch to a set of Mentat abilities. One of these abilities is known as Battlefield Calculation. Using Battlefield Calculation, the Mentat
playing with
is
somebody?
able to calculate from anybody that they see what they're carrying and what they're...
So are you two people? So you must be two people in this game.
Now we've dropped out our Hunter Seeker, and we're using our Hunter Seeker ability to take down enemies in the world really quickly.
Maybe you can play online.
Now obviously when you're playing with a friend,
Okay.
you want to combine your abilities and work together.
Okay, that's gonna actually boost the game up. The action was but this boosts the game back up. Y'all
In this case,
clutching.
the
Y'all
Mentat's
clutching
able
right
to point
now,
out to their
man.
friend where people are in the world and how much ammo
Y'all
and stuff
clutching
they
it
have.
right now. I ain't gonna
And
lie.
you'll see that when
Y'all
enemies
keep going up
go
and
down
down.
sometimes, they go into a down but not out state.
Hopefully
It's
I
up
can
to you
end on a
whether
good
you
note.
execute them or continue to fight.
Man, them guns don't do nothing, man. Where the shotty at, man? What a bazooka at? What a you know, AK-47. Carnage not
back
I should
into
never
the battle
said that, huh?
with our friend coming
Definitely
to
edit
the
that
boat
out.
and throwing out one more grenade.
And that's the crazy part. So far it's cool. So far it's cool.
And once you've defeated your enemies in battle, sometimes you just got to take their blood. In order to get water, the player's going to have to craft themselves this blood sac and this blood extractor and use it
Turn it
to
to
harvest
water.
blood from their fallen enemies. Now, in our game, it's not always a good thing to just take blood from people. It's potentially bad and can only be used for certain things. Once you've extracted the blood, you can then of course drink it. As you'll see here, the player takes a big sip from their blood bag. But when they do that, it causes a debuff because the blood is not exactly pure, and drinking blood for water is not exactly a one-to-one scenario. So you'll see that our health bar got shorter while our water bar went up. And so being a blood drinker is not always looked upon in the right way.
No, definitely not doing that move. That's like the wrong move to do. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to play you, trying to set you up
Of
for
course,
it.
once
For
you've
an L.
played the game for a little while, build your own base. And the first part of that is placing down what we call a sub-fief console. A sub-fief console allows you to claim a small part of Arrakis as your own. But it does in turn mean that you'll start to owe taxes to the Emperor. So, here we are with our building system. And you can see that we have two types of building here. We have the holograms, which show in the beginning. I call them solido projections internally. And we have the way that you fill in, which is by holding down the mouse button in this case.
Not bad.
So, the cool thing about
I'm-
this is it allows us to have this cooperative building system.
Okay, 'cause I was about to say that's kind of cool. I was
So you'll
just
see
about
that
to say
one
that.
player places out.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. This is like I said, it's an up and down thing, right? Some things be like what, and then sometimes like damn, that's kind of cool. So right now I'm digging it. I would still buy, even though I don't like the fighting on the game, the gunplay is whatever. But like the fact you play with your friends and then you can build things with your friends, and that's a big step forward. Because most games are, you know, online based, or you know, people want to play with their friends
The
nowadays.
Solido
Like,
projections, and the other player fills them in with the materials from their inventory. This is just a way that lets people play together and build together in an interesting and exciting way.
small little
We've
castle.
seen
though.
through our experience with Conan Exiles that some people just love to build in these games. So we've created a system called the Blueprint Building System that allows players to save a copy of their base as one of these giant holographics. Then they can take them out into the world
How many
and place
bases
them
you
out wherever
need?
they like, and then rebuild.
That's cool.
And we have another system
That's
in
my-
the game which allows you to
And that's what I mean. They know how to do a bounce back for real. They know how to like, okay, cool. Y'all didn't think with the gun, fighting, whatever. But watch how we make these buildings come back. You can hologram it back into the same spot you had. You didn't see that one coming, huh? Okay, clever. Of course, we got it locked up. We got y'all. I'm messing with it.
take these big architectural designs of your buildings and sell them to other players on the exchange.
Oh, what? Oh,
Once again, this is a way to quickly move your base around the world. If you've got a design you like, you don't have to, throw it out immediately. And
people about to be making castles. I promise you, when people play this game, they'll be making. I usually take a while to pause, but people about to be making castles, mansions. They about to build some of the crazy stuff. You don't even know. All you gotta do is go pick it up and go. And just go copy it. And you be like, damn, like, oh yeah. So I say, a lot of bad, but it comes with a lot of good.
Allows you to create these interesting masterpieces.
Not a lot of bad. It comes with some bad and a lot of good.
Allows you to, if you're not artistically minded and you don't like building big bases, you can buy them from other players.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's smart.
Once you finish crafting a
everybody's
base,
that creative.
you want to fill it with all kinds of machines, fabricators, and refineries. And of course, harkening back to the blood extraction we just did, we've got the blood purifier.
Smart.
So what we want to do is take the blood from our blood sac and deposit it into the blood purifier, and over time it will refine into lovely fresh water, which can then extract into our liter johns and carry with us out into the desert. While there's many varieties of fabricators that you can use to craft things in the game, one of the most exciting things is crafting yourself a vehicle. So we're opening the technology menu, and from here we're able to purchase the design for a sandbike. A sandbike is one of...
Hey, Dune Awakening, y'all doing y'all thing. And I respect it. I don't think people really understand. People ain't really getting what y'all own. Look, y'all lack in certain areas, but a lot of areas people never thought about.
Including an extra seat, which
Star
allows
Wars
you to bring your friends with you.
I mean, you make your own shit.
So in this menu, you can see,
you make your own design. Like, hold the time out.
A sandbike, and all the different parts of the sandbike have to be fabricated individually. So the player is going into the menu here. They're crafting different things which will make up their sandbike. And as you can
imagine
see,
the DLC and updates you're gonna have for this game will be insane.
Where all the materials are turned into these particles, which then come together to form the different pieces of the sandbike, and you can see it sort of all happening in the background here. And if we go out into the world view, you can actually see the pieces forming up inside the fabricator. So a base with lots of these fabricators going is actually pretty cool and pretty busy.
That's pretty cool.
Once we've done, we jump back in, we pull things out of the queue, chuck them into our inventory, and then we use the welding tool to place out vehicle pieces. Now again, this is a cooperative activity. We've thought about multiplayer, so any other player could be working with you to place modules and pieces.
Yeah, I'm digging this game. This game is gonna be fun. I don't know. There's a lot of games I gotta play. But I like the multiplayer part.
And so we're going to assemble.
That's what make the game fun, because when
you work on larger vehicles and your friends are with you,
I'm gonna be honest with you. Playing this game by yourself would seem like it'd be a drag and a bore. Cause you in the sand, it's already hot outside, like it's on the game, and you can be like, "Damn, I gotta do all this by myself." I don't really want to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But playing with your friends and your homies, running up on niggas like, give me all your sticks up, or you gonna get his up. Hold on, time out.
You'll be able to work together to craft big things like transport ornithopters or sand crawlers. And so we're gonna add the body to this. And we're going to add an extra seat just in case we want to bring our friend with us out into the world. Once the bike's been assembled and fueled up, you jump on and you can head out to explore the greater areas of Arrakis.
Sorry, my video paused, but we back. Let's get into it.
Heading out into the world to explore can be a dangerous experience. And as you explore the universe, you'll find
that look real.
Certain dynamic events will occur.
I did.
In this case, the War of Assassins has claimed a new victim, a ship which falls from the sky, spilling its loot all over the sand. So we head out there to see what we can get, to harvest and gather as much as we can.
Big four-wheelers, hold up, riding on dubs.
Of course, the problem is this is extremely visible to everybody in the nearby area. So people will be able to see this. And so in a PvP area, you might suddenly find yourself coming into competition with other players. In a PvE area, you might just find other people competing with you to get to the loot first.
What? You could have a point of view. You could have a player versus player thing going on in this game on accident. You don't have to sign up for it. So you telling me you can find a loot, come across somebody like, hey, bro, I want this loot too, like a pirate. Ooh, this is gonna be crazy. I ain't gonna lie, my hands grabbing like I'm Birdman right now. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm about to get money out. Like I'm about to get money out of this. This is gonna be. Bravo, man. Sometimes you gotta clap like this, let them know bravo, bravo. Y'all did an amazing job. Y'all doing it. Me and homie go pack the other homies
And of
out.
course, at night time, there are different kinds of threats. Because while the heat of the day is dangerous, at night, the Sardaukar patrol this area of the desert.
I don't even know
with
what that
huge
is.
spotlights, searching for players. Now this player is over here, harvesting dew with a dew reaper, sucking the water off the surface of these plants. And they've been captured and seen by the Sardaukar. And the Sardaukar send down
He was not.
become
He was
floating down
not.
out
Okay,
of the sky to
but,
attack and destroy the players.
them guns are terrible. Terrible guns. I wish I had better. You know what? Actually, I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to it. I'm gonna be honest. I ain't played, but I'm getting used to seeing it and how it sounds.
Now, of course, as mentioned, traveling on the surface at any time risks drawing
Sandworm.
a sandworm.
Okay,
But there
we
are
want to see the
certain
big one.
things which we've created to draw players out of their comfort zones. So in this case, there's a special type of sand here on the surface, known as
You
flower
can tell.
sand.
You can tell it's kind of white.
Flower sand, according to the
If frozen
materials that they
video
need
keep
for crafting.
freezing, it should be
So
cool now.
you
Though.
want to come out into the desert and you want to try and find flower sand, but you have to be wary and pay attention, because as you harvest, you risk drawing the attention of the sandworm.
You digging? Nah, I ain't digging, man. Pass the Gizon, man. Pass me the Gizon, bro. I'm not digging. Yep. Time for y'all to get on.
We've awoken the beast. The sandworm is
Hey,
coming.
we
We've
far,
spent
he's
too
far,
much
yeah,
time
good.
out here, and it's coming to get us. Now you can see in the middle of the screen the indicator showing us that the sandworm is angry, and it's coming after us. And our only option now
Let's see how fast
is
it's
to
moving.
get back
Let's see how.
to
Let's see how.
rocky
Oh,
ground,
this
or the
motherfucker
sandworm's
is
gonna take
moving.
us.
Hold on. Oh, this is what I'm doing.
I don't know how
He's
those
moving.
guys survived that,
He's
but somehow
moving.
they managed to get to the safety of the rock island.
Hey, bravo to this game, man. It's a good game already. You can tell.
Once you've crafted your first ornithopter, you'll be able to take to the air, and your entire perspective of the world shifts. From here, it'll make traversing the world a lot safer because you can avoid the sandworms. It'll also help you to go out into the larger world of Arrakis. Here we are in the overland map, and we're going to make our way.
Look, this is the only thing I want them to do really next time if I make a game like this. I want to go to different planets, bro. I want to see what the other planets look like on this game, movie, TV show, book, whatever you want to call it. I want to see different. I'm tired of seeing sand.
Until
We
we
don't,
find
you know,
the place known
y'all made
as
3
Harko
movies,
Village.
4 or 5
Harko
movies
Village
about this,
is the current
6, 7
seat
movies
of the
about this. Yeah, I
Harkonnen.
had a remake.
After their city,
We got the
Karthag,
game, like, we
was
don't
destroyed
need
in
that.
a nuclear explosion during the War of Assassins. There's more details like that in the lore of the game for players to discover and explore.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
So we're going to
man.
land at Harko, and we're going to explore the social space.
So this is a different. I'm still on sand.
Once you arrive in Harko Village, you'll be able to meet up with other players, interact with them,
Yeah.
trade,
Yeah.
and create guilds.
Yeah.
The
okay.
game has a variety of social interaction mechanics,
This is
from
what I'm
emotes
talking about.
to grouping to a chat. Throughout Harko Village, you'll
Cape
also
on.
interact with story characters, follow the main story.
It's gonna make a lot of money. People are fans of the series or movie or whatever you want to call it. They fans of it, bro. They make a lot of buku. They make a lot of
You'll be able to meet
Dizzo.
vendors who will
Dizzo.
sell you exotic items.
They let you live. That is interesting.
They let you talk.
You'll be able to get
That's
a feel
stupid,
for
let
how
me
the
quiet.
factions are viewed in the world. And of course, you'll be able to swear allegiance to one of the major factions, the Harkonnen or the Atreides. Swear your guild's allegiance and begin to take part in the politics of the Imperium.
We get to be a governor. It's just gonna be lit. They're gonna be lit, everybody. I want y'all to understand.
Once you've grouped
Well,
up
we
with
looking
friends,
at greatness at its
you go out
finest
into
right
the
now.
world and find
A lot of
desert
things was
Imperial
bad,
testing
but a lot of
stations.
things was good, baby.
These are dungeon-like experiences, which
Oh,
you and your
shit.
friends
That's
can
some
walk
popcorn.
through together. So here we are landing our various ornithopters outside of one of the desert testing stations, and we're going to head in as a group. Now it's really important to
Oh, so you could do the group thing. I was just about to ask that question. That's what I
different
like to
skills
see.
and abilities. These areas tend to be more of a challenge,
That's what I like
and it's
to
great
see.
to work together to complement each other. So this is the skill tree. Here you can equip different types of abilities and techniques. We have 3 slots for abilities and 3 slots for techniques. and there are multiple different trees depending on the type of trainers that you've interacted with in the world. So our character here is going to equip a series of abilities that complements the rest of their group. In this case, Swordmaster techniques. Alright, so we're heading in, and of course you can use dispenser belts to traverse, as you'd expect. And we're going to explore this Imperial testing lab.
I want to be like the dude in the movie, the big one, the grandpa. You know what I'm saying? I want to just fly in the air and just float everywhere. Oh, he hard. he can't even walk. He hard. He had a disease. It made him big. Oh, that's hard. Not the big part. Man, floating in the air was hard.
Senior plant geneticist here at the station.
No, I'm the Dune Awakening movie.
Testing stations
got 3 homies. That's the game right there.
As enemies to fight and loot to be found.
No, it just kind of reminds me like
really
Destiny.
Want to go in here
or like
and enjoy the experience.
It kind of reminds me like Destiny.
Friends, working together.
Which is
using
cool
different
though.
Weapons and trying out different techniques.
Okay.
Now
that was way better how that looked.
Placed out a portable cover. This is a different ability to what we've seen before. And you see that the enemies here have shields. Using the flame.
Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. The more I watch it, the more I like it. The more I watch it, the more I like it. Just because you can play with your friends and they add that element into the game.
Now, of course, our characters are a little higher level than they were in the start of this video. So you're able to see that, yeah, we can take people down a little more easily.
Yeah, that's what we like to see.
Course,
put that work in. Put that work in, man. They don't need no fun, y'all. Come on
now. In these
now.
loot chests, you find specialized components that are used for crafting exotic weapons and items. The end game of Dune Awakening takes place in the deep desert. Giant spice blow.
So is the storyline all connected with your friends and all that, which is cool with me? That means y'all get the cause we just playing a game like that. Me and my brother, are we playing Ghost Recons like that, which is fun. That's fun. I play that 3, 4, 5 hours easy. It kind of remind me of Ghost Recon.
Drawing players from all around to try and harvest the spice as quickly as possible.
That's
you want to
hard.
get there first.
I'm telling you, the more I watch it, the more I like it, bro. This is crazy work. This is crazy work. I'm trying to tell everybody to get this game.
If you're clever,
yeah.
You start to lose the battle, you might place out a thumper, and that limits the time in which people are able to take spice, because then the big worm is going to show up.
Yeah. 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 Hey,
I hope
man.
you've enjoyed this brief glimpse at the gameplay of Dune Awakening, and we're really excited to have you join us when the game releases.
Bravo to this game right here. You know what? It started off like iffy, and then it was like okay, bad, good, or it was like good, bad, and it was like good. It just kept getting better and better. It got better and better once you see you could play with your friends. Cause I thought it was just like a one-player game, storyline game, and you just play with your homies. But once you start playing with your friends and adding the different elements in that, it was a wrap after that. And then you could do missions together, this and that. But I'm gonna tell you what made a difference though. Instead of you going like, let's go on a raid, it's like okay, we drop him right here. 4 to a 5, maybe a 6, but the all-around gameplay and everything to add into the element of the game, yeah, I'm rocking with it, bro. Like I can't lie. This game that I think people should look at. I know this game coming out next year, so I might get that. Like I'm not really a big fan of Action Empire and big fan of I am actually. So I'm actually gonna cop it probably most likely from a 1 to 10, probably give myself a 9.55. You know what I'm saying? 55, that means a guarantee. Yeah, so for the most part I liked everything about the game. I like the action was whatever to me, kinda looked better as it went going. The shooting, the guns was like whatever, but I'm like, this game's like that now. That's kind of like whatever shooting. So I guess so. I don't really got too much complaints about that. You know, you can build your own castle, mansion. You can buy mansions and castles off of people, which is gonna be fun because some people are not that creative, so they added the element. So yeah, that's it for the video. I'll catch y'all on the next video on the next day. Y'all have fun. You have a blessed Thursday. Y'all stay up and eat well. You know what I'm saying? It's how, baby. It's gonna be a long video.